Steve here, Soggy Bottom Farm. I'm out here looking at this weed eater contraption here. It's gonna do what I want it to do. I got a weed eat along a bank of a creek, and I have fallen off the bank of the creek with the lawnmower in the past. The last thing I did was let go of that bale. That lawnmower went right in the creek with me. Anyways, that's my safety statement for the day. The rope isn't gonna work. First of all, we're gonna melt it right here in front of this muffler. I know you could reconfigure that thing and get the heat away from it. But one of the other problems is that when you're weed eating and you hit something, it wants to go that way because of the spinning of the head here. As the head is spinning, I had that backwards. You're spinning this head, the string grabs it and tends to move the head that way. Well, that puts slack in the rope. So even though I'm holding it, it develops slack. So I got to go with some linkages here. And then up here, I got to decide, what do I want to operate that thing like you would put the brakes on a bicycle? A lever here. How do you, these are the ergonomic issues I got to think about. But the next thing I'm going to do, I might show you some in this video, is I had this harebrained idea that I could make this little bitty spindle, mount it up here, and then I would take this weed eater head. It's a Troy built. The cable inside of that makes a turn there. If you could make that cable turn 180 degrees, you could put you a little tiny spindle here and drive that thing just like the other part does. Let me show it to you. Hold on. Focus. I could make a little receptacle just like this one here. Poking straight up in the air. And then I just put that little conduit-sized piece of pipe out here with the head rotating around. I wouldn't have had to make any of this stuff. But anyways, the cable was going to be too short. I can't make a cable. I can't bend tubing like that. If you can, get in touch with me. We'll make one. I'll pay for it. We'll make one, and we'll see what it... why have 20 pounds of stuff on here when you could have 2 or 3? But anyways, in this video, I'm going to carry on. I'm going to make a new spindle out here. Like I said, I'm going to put a guard on that line that will prevent you from damaging stuff with the weed eater line. I'm going to go ahead and make that thing, show you what I did. Stick in there. The project is only going to get better and better and better. I really believe that you can be push mowing and weed eating at the exact same time. After you make that one trip, I already anticipated, why carry around this thing? So this pin is removable. If you pull this pin out of here, this whole thing will just come right off the lawnmower. You don't have to carry it around anymore. All right, hang in there. I'll be back. Another problem I'm pretty sure I'm dealing with is the tension on this belt. I don't know if you're supposed to take up the slack on the pulling side. Is that how you referred to it? This side? Or take up the slack this way in order to drive this thing. But I think because this is exact same size as this, I'm probably not slipping over here. But with all this right here, I was definitely slipping out there. So I'm going to configure some kind of way of doing this right here. I'll copy something I've seen before. And then we'll give this thing another whirl. Let's make that thing longer and put a nice guard on it first. One last thing. Let's get rid of this janky piece of conduit right here. Fence post, whatever that is. And we're going to use a nice little pretty square piece of tubing here. Something thin-walled, lightweight. Let's start making this thing nicer. It's going to do what I want it to do. Been a couple days, but let me show you where I'm at. I made another head for this thing. Same bearings, you know, just longer. If you notice, the height of that string is at the height of the deck right now. But if I attempt to lower these wheels, that head's going to hit the ground. That's another reason I got to make a new head. That's coming in a future video. But like I said, new nipple. I got an old piece of 1-inch square pipe here. At least it's square. I lengthened this a little bit to get some more tension on this belt. I put an old idler on here to put some tension on this belt. I welded this thing on here. I maybe should have done it the other way, but I got some linkages attached to it. I'm not real good at all this stuff. I just keep throwing things together until it does what I want it to. I'll chop this off, you know. Maybe I need to move this. I don't know this stuff. We just figure it out as we go. But anyways, I got a piece of conduit here. I hammered the ends of it flat so I could bolt it up, you know. And then this is a chrome bar from a clothing rack. I don't even know how I got it. But there's the head. Now we can move it like this and it won't be so erratic. It won't hit the grass and move on its own. I'm going to control it more. But yeah, this might be a bit of an ergonomic issue. You know, you only got to make one lap with it. Let's see what happens. I'm gonna start it up on this pallet jack because I don't have a way to release this tension yet. You know, I've been tinkering around, but I'm tired of playing today. I'm gonna go ahead and see where we're at. Hang on a second. I'm gonna start it up. I must have pulled this lawnmower 10 times before I realized this cable wasn't on it anymore. How long do you think that'll last? Let's see what happened. You know, I gotta fix this wheel too. I'm gonna make a whole new video about that. This wheel is shot. But we don't need it today. Let's give her a pull. I need to work on this recoil. Hold on. Well, that didn't take long. I guess I forgot to tighten that thing. Hold on, here we go. Well, I thought it might happen. That thing, the nut came unspun inside that recoil. Got to keep going. I'm working on it. Show you more tomorrow, maybe the next day. Yeah, that did not go well. It really threw this guy around. He's off center now. It ain't like I could just go and pick up another one from another lawnmower. I guess I have to fix that hole. I'm going to bolt it to this flywheel and put that nut on there. I measured it. We got room. Use some cap screws. Alright, socket head cap screws. Keep coming. There's more coming. Hey, it's the next morning. I centered that thing up on the little smithy machine over here and drilled me 2 holes in it. I couldn't find any cap screws, but I think I got that thing pretty close to back in the center. I had another one. I used it to lay out the you know, to set it up, find the center, the original center. I couldn't use any of this garbage. But anyways, let me get that nut back on here, and as soon as it's daylight, we're going to go try it one more time. And believe it or not, I think I'm going to take it all right back off of there and do it another way. But let's see where we stand with what we got. You know, this might be all you have. All right, hang in there. All right, she's back together. Let's get it on. You know, that thing's got a pretty good looking stance, don't it? Hey, I went straight with the lawnmower. Tried as hard as I could. I'd never used this thing before. This was its inaugural run. You know, I weed-eated without turning, you know, all by myself. I went around this tree stump. I put that there for this video. Then I went straight back there. Got the weed eating done in front, all the way down the side, even in this corner. Looks like it increased the width of that lawnmower, I don't know, 15 inches. Anyways, it must have really pulled that string tight. There's nothing to cut it yet. So it just kept getting longer and longer, and then it was smacking the tires. That's what was bogging me down so hard. Hey, we'll get it figured out. Okay, to summarize, if this is the kind of hardware and junk you have, go ahead this way. It'll work. This is perfectly fine. You know, we got to put something to cut the string. I'm going to make a different head. Trust me, you'll be glad I did. And then, maybe a way to turn it off. I don't want to put any more effort into this kind of method because I have a better idea that will take up a lot less space, do the same job, make it more adaptable. So come back and look forward to that video. But, I'm going to call this one quits. But, yeah, you know, you learn how to drive it. It did a good job. I'm going to be able to stay away from the creek edge. All right, enough rambling. I'm out.